Hey guys, Helly, we keep it dirty. Today we're on our way to test out the suspension on the Raptor and see what the live valve shocks can do. As far as the location, we're going to be going to Johnson Valley. Mainly we picked it because Johnson Valley doesn't have the best trails, right? They tend to have some pretty messed up trails, so we can really see what the live valve suspension can do. Now, first impressions of the live valve suspension, it definitely feels stiffer. It's a little bit sportier, so the truck tends to perform a little bit better on the street. But the back end is a little too steep. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but the back end's kind of jumping a little bit on a slightly rough freeway, and it can get a little annoying. So I'm a little worried about how this is going to do on washboards. We also got the Jeep with us today. My wife's in the Jeep right now, so we're going to see how well that thing can do off-road. We're going to get her first thoughts, initial impressions. We know it can't keep up, so we just want to see what the baseline Jeep can do, if she's going to be okay with it, or if we need to upgrade it so she can keep up. But so stay tuned for the review of both trucks. Now, this is the first time off-road for both vehicles, and it's also the first time off-road for me after the accident. So my nerves were high. I was very nervous going into this. I wasn't ready to lead. So luckily we had a friend of ours come out and help us out for the actual run. This ended up being a whole family outing. The whole family was out here, and we had a camera in my wife's truck. And, well, you guys are going to listen to some of the weird conversations Ethan and my wife were having on this trip.
Don't say skirt, skirt again.
But you said it.
I said skirt, skirt.
Squirt, squirt.
No Q! It's like, minus the Q, get rid of it.
What? Mine's cuter.
And sexual.
Yeah, that's coming from you. From you, who makes everything sexual. And it's weird.
Skirt, skirt.
It's weird.
What's wrong with that?
Weird.
Nothing's wrong with it.
It's weird.
It's not weird. It's a unique trait.
No, it's not. It's a teenage boy thing.
From high school.
Mm-hmm. Everything you hear turns into sexual when you're a teenage boy.
The birds and the bees. I never actually got that phrase.
The birds and the bees?
Yeah, because they're two completely different species.
Oh my... That's what you're hung up on.
Yes! They both fly, yes. But one would eat the other.
What are you talking? It's like the girls and boys are completely different species. Do you ever think about that? Girls and boys.
What, how girls are so hard? Why can't I want to be a bird?
What makes you think that the girl is the bird?
I want to be the boy.
I thought you were a boy. Are you having questions about
Quiet!
Sexuality?
I want to be the bird.
You know, if you are, I just want you to know I love you no matter what. You could be gay, trans, whatever, like, I don't know.
Shut up!
Grass.
Quiet! What the hell is grass?
I don't know. I love you no matter what.
What the hell is grass?
I don't know.
It's the new trend these days.
I know what grass is to me.
Yeah, bow off. You might be driving in water.
What?
Huh?
That's a lot of water.
Were you holding the whole button down the whole time?
No! I'm assuming that we're probably going to be driving in water. I'm guessing, right?
With,
Yeah, I think we might get a little mud.
were you holding the button down?
No!
How did he know about water?
Because he's seen it with his eyes. He has eyes too.
Because he mentioned it directly after you mentioned it. Now you're coming.
You okay to get your spot nice and muddy today, Jenny?
How am I gonna get it? Yeah, how am I gonna, off-road it if I can't get it dirty?
How is she going to keep it dirty if she can't keep it dirty?
What? What? Get the radio. You suck.
Stop! That's my finger!
I'm good with getting it dirty.
You're gonna have to help with the cleanup.
Yep, it's your car.
I'm gonna just show my boobs.
Should show you her boobs.
Doesn't work every time.
It works every time.
Apparently works every time. Can we get on this conversation, please?
Okay.
I'm getting grossed out. I can make it weirder, but come on. Oh, it's disgusting.
Ethan says we're not allowed to have this conversation anymore.
Nice.
I can make it grosser if you want.
He said he can make it grosser if you want, but he's a little weirded out by this conversation.
What the hell is Jiffy Lube?
Jiffy Lube. It's a place where they do lubes in a jiffy. Yes?
Stop.
What?
Stop.
And I can lube you up in a jiffy?
Mom!
Why?
Stop!
Look at that. Look at all that water. You're like, ew.
Did you see the wet lake bed that we just passed?
I did.
Mom wants to go through it.
Yeah, have fun with that one.
Stuck in a matter of seconds.
Yep.
Yeah. It's okay. So I love the Jeep. The only thing I do not like about the Jeep is that the steering is like really off.
Not sensitive.
It's not. There's the Jeep sways too much on the road. So yeah, that's the only thing I don't.
Because it's not meant for road.
I know. That's the only thing I don't like. Everything else, I won't go there. Everything else I love.
There's Ken.
Turn signal, fucker!
Turn signal. Want it.
That right there is Ken. You guys may know him as Mojave Raptor on Instagram. He's got a badass Gen 1 with the full SVC mid-travel kit on it. It's a great truck and it's a good dude. We love going out with him and so glad he came out for this first run back because he was able to lead the run and really help calm my nerves down a little bit. So thank you, Ken, for coming out and helping us out on this first run.
38 miles to target.
Copy.
Try to get it in. That's what she said. Alright, what did the dealer have it at?
47.5.
That's crazy.
It's too much.
Way too much.
No, explode the tires.
Always surprising me what the dealer set them as. So we started getting on the trail and immediately my nerves went up because the truck was just not behaving correctly. It's actually holding the whoops pretty well. Oh, there goes the back end though. Look at that, the back end is doing pretty good. The back end just keeps sliding. Only going about 40. It's still good, but that back end's definitely just wanted to kick out, which we're gonna have to figure out later.
You're gonna have to like tune it, or you're gonna have to deal with it until we replace it.
Basically, we're gonna have to put some weight in the back, see if that changes the dynamic a little bit, and then go from there.
Alright.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy with the way the truck performance. Overall, I really liked the front end. It behaved well, but the back end was all over the place, and it really took my confidence down even further than before. So as we were going down the road, we stopped at a typical lookout spot and just enjoyed the view. This is a really great spot on this trail, and we waited for the Jeep to show up.
Wow, where'd you get all the mud?
Oh, she aimed right for the mud.
I aim for a mud puddle.
I know, there's like 2 or 3 spots. We're all clean and she's like muddy already.
I aim for the mud.
Then obviously every time we stop, Ethan just has to climb rocks, and for whatever reason he decided to do his Captain Morgan pose on this one.
It's like right around here.
I need that. Oh, fuck. Fuck, that hurt. Well, at least one of the brakes work.
Do you think I can take that at speed, or should I slow down to that? It depends what speed you're talking. There's a couple, they're a little rough at the bottom, so you're probably fine. I think I hit them around 45, 50, and felt fine. Let me try it first, and then I guess we'll turn around and do the filming. once you get past these couple of rollers, it smooths out. There's a couple little ones, but nothing crazy.
Look.
That second set, that little walk, that one sucked. I definitely bottomed out and hit the front on the back. Yeah, I heard it. This looks bad though.
Yeah, so what happened here, guys, is the back end of the truck actually bottomed out on a relatively minor wash. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So again, this is my first time back. I'm really nervous about that as it is. And just the back end was just not behaving correctly, and it bottomed out too easy. Now, what caused that back end to bottom out? Basically, the springs aren't enough on the back of this truck. You got a shock that's way too stiff, and you got springs that are way too soft. So that's something we're going to have to address here pretty soon. And mind you, I had a very empty bed, so, you know, it's only going to get worse once I put my gear up here.
Wonder how bad it feels. Oh, you bottomed out.
Yeah, the Jeep wasn't having the best of time either. She was doing pretty good and getting pretty good speed, but there's not much up travel on a Jeep, so she was bottoming out pretty easily, too, going down the trails.
You starting to have fun, Mom?
A little, yeah.
Now you see why Dad likes it?
Yeah. Is that Dad?
That's Dad.
What the fuck? Who's he running from?
He's still 3 miles ahead of us. Is that snow? It looks like snow.
It's snow!
Copy.
Copy what?
Dad's holding a 10.1. He's holding up there at the top of the hill. There's a little bit of jumps. That's it.
Are you sure? No. Liar.
But it's not 9.3.
9.5. Wait a minute. How many of these fucking things are there? They should be marked.
Mom, you can't mark them. Wanna know why?
This hurts.
You can't mark them. Wanna know why?
Why?
Because in a certain rainstorm, they will disappear. We see you.
No, we don't.
I see them.
Couple sharp ones after you get on that hill.
Found it.
Ouch!
Yes.
You want to drive?
I wouldn't mind. But on like a flatter area, not on the mountain.
Yeah, I'll let you. I mean, it's insured.
Go, gotcha.
What is he talking about?
Right here. We're good.
Oh my god. What was he talking about momentum?
You can get stuck.
How? It was
sand.
but I didn't have problems.
Because you carried momentum.
I didn't carry any momentum.
You sped up.
Oh, well, what the fuck? I didn't speed up.
What, you just went your normal speed 50?
Wait, are you telling me I'm going too fast?
No.
We got what?
Ken.
Who's got what?
Ken.
I don't understand.
They see Ken.
What are they talking about? He's right there.
Yeah, that's why they said. That's why they said they got him, because they see Ken.
Did he get lost?
No, he stopped to wait for us.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say that?
Oh my god.
What does that mean?
It's hard. Speed up.
Why do I gotta speed up?
Because this is sandy area. This is really sandy area. Okay, you're good.
What the fuck?
It's a sandy area. You got to speed up, or you're gonna lose traction.
They shouldn't have things like that out here.
You act like most of the trucks that fix this can go through that.
Well, yeah.
Most of the trucks that fix this area can't even get through this. That's what, Mom. This is relatively smooth. Wanna know why?
Why?
Because there's power lines running through here. If there's no power lines through here, this would be bumpy as all hell.
I feel like I'm catching up to your dad. Like,
You're catching up to him.
No, I feel like it's like a pity thing. Like he's pitying me. Am I supposed to slow down for those hills? I thought you said I had to slow down for those hills. I feel like he's pitying me, and that's why I'm keeping up with him.
No, he's just slowing down because of the
Or
hills.
he wants me to take pictures of his butt because my video's going. I feel like that's what he wants. I feel like he wants pictures of his ass. I don't think it's about me at all. I think it's about his ass.
So how do you like your Jeep?
I like it. I just don't like the road.
Oh, there you go. It's flat. I see a freeway.
Who gets slapped?
It's flat.
Well, speak You need to enunciate.
Do I need to talk like this from now on?
No, but it might help.
Are you kidding me? That was hurt. Come on, Marcus.
That was fun.
We hit him, and that was fun.
I'm so gonna break the fucking Jeep.
Stop getting off your seat. I feel like you're jumping with it to see how high you can get.
No.
Look how high I can fart.
Shut up.
15.1, take it slow.
Take it slow.
13.1, take it fast.
I'll kill the Jeep. Tell him I'm surprised it's still alive.
We're surprised it's still alive. Fast it. Oh, voice crack.
Puberty hit.
Fast it.
Fast it. Hey, that put me back.
You're on crack.
It put me back in my seat.
15.7, keep running at 15.7.
Bread.
Oh, come on.
There's bread at 15.7.
Keep right.
Why did you say there's bread?
Keep right at 15 points.
A little bit, but 17.2.
Go, 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 go. She took that at 40. Oh.
I can't see.
There's another one. There's another one. Go, go, go. Oh my God.
I can't see.
There's another one.
Look. Oh, there's more.
She's taking every mud puddle at 40.
Now here's our first stop. This is Pisgah Crater. It's used to be an old volcano, and then it was a cinder mine for a while. They actually took the cinder out of here and made roads out of it. Now it's protected, but it's one of the few cinder mines out here you can actually drive all the way up to the top of, so we definitely took advantage. Now, at this point, my confidence was very, very low, guys. I still had the jitters from the accident coming through here. I wasn't liking the way the back end was behaving on the truck, but surprisingly, I did like the way the front was. So unfortunately, I couldn't do much more testing that I wanted to do with the truck. I really needed to focus on getting the truck home and not damaging it and looking at options to fix it.
What is that? What is that?
What is what?
There's a spider in my car! Kill it! Kill it! Get rid of it! There's a spider! Kill it! Oh my God! Get it away from me! Get away! Get away! Get away! It's not funny. There's a spider. It was a big fucking spider.
So we started making our way back. Now this time we wanted to do a slightly different destination and take a little detour to petroglyphs. There's a couple petroglyphs out in Johnson Valley that are really well preserved in this canyon. It's a bit of a hike, but trust me, it's totally worth it to go check it out. We decided to go check it out, and luckily it had a bunch of snow, and this is one of the reasons why the petroglyphs survived for so long. It gets shade for a long time, so there was a little bit of snow on the ground, so that meant that there was snow there, and of course, since Ethan's got to be Ethan, he decided to make a little snowman while we were there. then right here is just a few random trails we took all the way back. We ended up going to Slash X up in Barstow for a late lunch. And the trails are actually pretty good on the way back. But again, my nerves were shot. I was having a hard time. First time out, the brand new truck was just not a good mix. And to make things worse, we did run into a couple of UTVs, and you know that kind of brought a lot of these back, especially after you see the way some of these guys were driving.
Copy oncoming traffic. 3 of them. 3 oncoming traffic. No, don't. Past oncoming.
I didn't trust him. Tell him pulled over. She doesn't trust him.
No.
There's another one.
Wow! I just finally got it.
What?
You don't want to total your car?
So overall, guys, I think we're really surprised with how well the Jeep handled. The Jeep is going to have its limitations, though. The suspension is definitely stiffer. It doesn't have as much travel to deal with fast off-roading. It's great for the slow stuff, but not so good for the fast stuff. And every time we came to a wash, it bottomed out really, really easy. Now, the truck was the big surprise. The front end suspension blew me away. I think it's definitely much better than it was before. But the back end needs some work. I think the back end suffering from way too stiff shocks with way too soft springs. So I think next we're going to go ahead and try and put some weight in the back of the truck, see if that calms it down a little bit and gets it to behave correctly. Now that being said, the front wasn't all perfect, right? I wasn't nosediving like I was before, but I did suffer some damage on the skid plate. There was still a couple gouges all over the front of the skid plate. But not like before. When I had my 17 Raptor, any little jump, that front end would completely bottom out and the skid plate would be completely caved in. Here, you don't see that. Here, it's just some scratches. So we're going to look at options as to what we're going to do. Normally, I would say springs is the way to go, but I'm happy with the way this is performing. I may try the iBox springs this time since we're going to do mid-travel at some point. I may even do spacers. I don't know. We're going to look at a couple options and see what's going to be working out best for us. But something we really got to address is the back end. Those bump stops are useless. So we're going to have to put some bump stops on this thing here soon if we want to keep going off-road. In the meantime, we decided to give both the trucks a quick bath and get all that mud off of there. Not so much on the truck, but there was definitely quite a bit of mud on the Jeep. Wife had a good time out there. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We got more off-road videos coming with both the Jeep and the truck. We got a couple trips that we're taking here in the future. We're going to do a mountain trail up in Bedford Canyon here pretty soon up in the Corona Mountains. And then we're going to also try to take her out to Cal City. I really want to see how the truck's going to handle at high-speed trails, whoopy trails that are designed to go a little bit faster. So that's going to be our next 2 videos, okay? So we're going to do a mountain trail and we're going to do fast trails up in Cal City. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.